At their arraignment, Nina is given a slap on the wrist, but Willow's not so lucky, plus Brooklyn's tea party turns into a disaster. Monday, October 20th, 2025. Today on General Hospital, Jordan figures out Portia is pregnant, Lulu and Lucy overhear Michael make a shocking admission, and Carly enlists Spinelli's help. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. In her kitchen, an oddly calm and collected Carly pours herself and Jack a glass of wine. He looks around and wonders where the flowers he sent her are. She explains she had to throw them out as she accidentally dropped them and they couldn't be saved. Jack admits he feared she got rid of them because she was still mad about the Joss Vaughn thing. Carly says she's had time to think, and she's not sure she can be with someone who keeps things from her about the people she loves. He asks if she's ending things. Carly rehashes their relationship, and how Jack has come to her and in her family's aid several times. Jack says it's because she means that much to him, more than any woman has ever mattered to him. She asks how then could he lie to her about her daughter? Carly says he let Joss be pulled into his world and said nothing to her. Why didn't he tell her that Joss was in danger? Jack lies and says there was nothing to tell as Joss was never in any danger. He tells Carly he cares about her, so tell him that he hasn't lost her. Carly asks him to promise her that if he ever learns Joss is at risk, he'll tell her. He promises. She says he hasn't lost her and kisses him. He is relieved and tells Carly that she's his whole world, and she claims she feels the same about him. Eventually, Jack departs and Carly's facial expression changes to one of anger. Will Nina and Willow both go to jail? Outside the courtroom, Marco informs Nathan that by time Nina made her decision, Turner had to attend to another case, so Molly Lansing Davis is taking over at the arraignment. Martin appears and asks to speak with Marco, so Nathan heads into court. Martin wants to discuss strategy so they are on the same page. That's when Molly appears and Marco excuses himself to talk to her. In court, Nina is brought in and she hugs Nathan. Willow is brought in right after Nina. Court begins and Willow and Martin are thrown when they learn Willow and Nina are being charged separately. Willow pleads not guilty to conspiracy and attempt to commit murder. Molly asks bail to be denied as Willow has a history of erratic behavior, and her mother has the money to help her flee. Though Martin tries to argue she's not a flight risk because of her kids, the judge denies bail. Outside the courtroom, during a recess, Martin runs into Lulu who is covering another case. Now she's headed to the Quartermaines for a fancy tea party to meet Ronnie, Monica's long-lost sister. Martin acts like this is news to him but is thrilled at anything that is bound to drive Tracy crazy. Back in court, Martin informs Willow that she's to be transported to Pentonville after Nina is arraigned. Martin says he must leave and she needs to find a lawyer to represent her, a criminal defense attorney. Court resumes, and Molly stands up to say the charge of conspiracy to commit murder against Nina has been amended to making a false statement. Nina stands up and pleads guilty. Willow is stunned. Marco explains to the judge a plea deal was reached, and Molly says they've agreed on 1 year of probation and a $10,000 fine. Willow realizes Nina is recanting her alibi. Drew blurts out, "Nina, you bitch, how could you do this to your own daughter?" The judge calls order, and Willow begins to weep as Nina is forced to recant her alibi on record. She reads a prepared statement that she was alone that night and didn't see Willow until after Drew was shot. Tears roll down Nina's cheeks. How bad can Brooklyn's tea party be? In the Quartermaine kitchen, Dante asks if he put Edward's gun in Willow's room at Liz's place to frame her. In the living room, Brooklyn and Olivia host a tea party to introduce Ronnie to essential members of Port Charles society. Lucy, Felicia, Jordan and Stella are all in attendance. Funny, the mayor, arguably the most important member of Port Charles, is nowhere to be found. A smug Tracy tells Brooklyn that she's glad she threw this party, and it will prove Monica's sister doesn't belong here and never will. Liz and Portia meet each other outside the mansion. Portia has been experiencing morning sickness. She hasn't told Curtis yet about the pregnancy as she has to know who the father is first. They head inside and are welcomed by Stella, who hopes they came hungry as there is plenty of finger food to go around. Lucy chats up Ronnie and introduces Felicia to her as an Aztec princess. Tracy chuckles when Ronnie bows to Her Highness, and can see Ronnie is entirely out of her element. Later, Tracy chats with Stella. Tracy admits to Stella she's no fan of the gold-digging grifter but isn't here to make trouble. Stella warns her she may have trouble anyway, as Portia and Jordan are here and there's bound to be hostilities between them. Ronnie speaks with Jordan, Portia and Liz, and can't believe a beautiful woman like Jordan is single. Portia snaps that she has a feeling Jordan won't be single for long. Call it a hunch, Portia notes. Brooke Lynn offers Portia tea and she asks for decaf, so Brooke Lynn goes to get some. Lulu arrives in the foyer, followed by Martin. Martin claims she left her phone in the courthouse, but she has her phone, so the phone he's holding isn't hers. Suddenly, Stella corners them both to meet Monica's sister.